The fascist state is not satisfied with reducing the workers to slavery and making a general massacre of wages possible. It restores capitalist profits in another way, through various economic expedients. Expedience is the word. It is not a question of taking measures to set in motion once more, however feebly, the so-called normal machinery of capitalism. It is not a question of re-establishing profits from the production and distribution of new wealth. It is quite simply a matter of restoring their revenues to capitalist enterprises by artificial means and at the expense of the masses. These expedients, of course, are by no means specifically fascist or national socialist. They are twin brothers to those used in other countries, differing only in degree and not in kind. What we are about to describe is not peculiar to fascism, and there is not, contrary to what the plebeian demagogues say, any kind of so-called fascist or national socialist economy. The fascist economy is only a sharpened form of the so-called guided capitalist economy, first tried in Germany during the First World War under the name Kriegswirtschaft, war economy. Nor are these expedients in any way anti-capitalist. Only the naive could ever have believed that fascism is an actual economic revolution outmoding capitalism. But the massive scope of these measures drags the fascist state in deeper than foreseen at first. It must more and more reject solutions reputed to be liberal or orthodox. When fascism takes power, overflowing with gratitude for big business which financed it, its words and its deeds exhale the purest sort of laissez-faire economic doctrine. It announces its intention of favouring and protecting in every possible way private property and individual initiative. It rejects with horror the idea that the state might meddle in production. But the fascist state stands aside only so long as messieurs capitalists request it not to interfere in their private affairs. It imposes on them the lightest possible taxes, the most tenuous sort of control. But it is always ready to come running whenever these gentlemen cannot pull through by themselves. In any such crisis, it is immediately at their service, socialising their losses, refloating their enterprises, and keeping them alive with its orders. In short, the course of events soon forces fascism to give its programme a serious wrench. Carried away by its eagerness to resurrect big business profits, it finds itself embarked, above all in Germany, on a huge armament programme. Fascism speedily gets caught up in a system of wills within wills, which insensibly conducts it from laissez-faire capitalism to autarky and a wartime economy. Thus, starting from a desire to assure private enterprise maximum freedom, fascism is compelled to gradually bureaucratise the economy and is more and more trapped in the contradiction between what it would like to do and what it must do. Groping tortuously forward, it succeeds in maintaining the capitalist system, but only by restricting each individual capitalist's freedom of movement and by sacrificing the other branches of the economy on the altar of heavy industry. Only the great capitalists continue to draw their profits, while the economy as a whole is paralysed and individuals of every class are ruined or put on short rations. It is a well-known fact among doctors that certain cures seem for a moment to overcome the disease, but the disease takes its revenge. Driven from one site in the body, it reappears elsewhere or in a different form. For a moment, fascism, by repairing the profit-making mechanism, seems to banish the illness that capitalism suffers from, but this only aggravates the disease. Charged with saving the system, it ends by plunging it into a worldwide holocaust. Nor is this outcome peculiar to fascism. Every expedient that capitalism has resorted to in other countries has sooner or later led to the same result. Thus, the authors of the New Deal in the United States temporarily succeeded in restarting the capitalist machine only by arms purchases even more gigantic than those in Germany. With the return of peace, American capitalism could survive only by remaining on a war footing, a nuclear war footing, that imperils the future of the whole planet. No sooner is fascism installed in power than it hastens to give evidence of its goodwill. It restores to private capitalism a number of monopolies held or controlled by the state. If you want to read more on this subject, then I recommend reading Fascism and Big Business by Daniel Guerin, which is available for free online on the Libcon website. I would also recommend reading Roger Griffin on this subject as well. Thank you for listening, everyone. All the best.